Morning all, evening all, whatever you may be at. Exciting times. Fresh project. Hey chum dubs. Morning Brian, Rumble. Sharkwold, Squints, what's happening? Why is that Sharkwold? Squints, you champion. I do have a plan for this one, yes. Let's see if my picture's still up on the screen. It's not. Stand by. Boom. This is my plan. Who won? Ajadal. Did my prediction come true? So we're going to call this piece Black Sheep, and it's going to be little experimental. I'm actually not going to use a zenithal prime, which is unusual, but let's commence, shall we? Let's commence. Oof. So the concept that you would have all seen just there is a very dark colour scheme, high contrast between black and light colours, but I don't want it to be I don't want it to be monochrome. I want it to be actually colours, but I just want it to be a little more black and white than normal. Indeed, Der Stroman, how exciting is it? Love this model. Where is my German Grey? German Grey! Where are you? Medium Grey. Hey Draxy! Just do this whilst I remember. This is annoying. German Grey, you should just be out and about, kicking goals like you used to yesterday, you little dickhead. Where are you? Like, what's the point of even having these fucking colours organised if they're just going to fucking move around all the time, eh? Like, this is a stitch up. This is an absolute fucking stitch up. fuck me sideways. Oh, found it. G'day, Captain Carp. What's going on? Hey, Reich Noob. What other colours do I want? This. Oh yeah, I'll pull it out now, chum dabs. It's just sitting right in front of me. There you go. Pew, 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 pew. I'm glad, mate, I did them just for you. I'll put a bit of gloss varnish on the little gems and that'll be enough for them to be done. Alright. We commence. Oh, thanks, Captain Carp. Nothing in there revolutionary, mate. Most that stuff is pretty straightforward, but yeah, I certainly think it's what's helped me evolve as a painter, get better. So you'll know I do normally use a, oh, excellent, Squints. I look forward to giving you an absolute shredding. Yeah, most of you know I do normally use the old Zenithal Prime, so this is a change in tack. Just to further reinforce the black to white transition thing we're going for. It's a very good point, Mini-MF. I had a bizarre dream last night, right? Absolutely bizarre dream. My girlfriend, she remembers all the dreams she has, right? It's bizarre. But I don't normally remember my dreams. Oh, g'day, talk. But I remembered this one this morning, and it was an odd experience. So I woke up. I've obviously done a lot of international trips, right, in the past, and I had an experience a few years ago, which I'll talk about right now because it's one of the crowning glories of my life. I went to the airport with all of my bags packed for an international flight, which for Australia is a long fucking way, and I got to the airport with my passport, and I handed over my passport, and it was my old passport that had expired earlier in the year. Because I'd been so used to like taking my passport in that packet, like that little thing I had it in, I rocked up at the airport with my old passport that had expired, and I live about 45 minutes from the airport, and the flight left in 3 hours. So I freaked out, unsurprisingly. Fortunately, I hadn't got a cab to the airport, which was one of the ways I normally go. I got my, at the time, girlfriend to take me. So she stayed in the car. I ran to the car, sped the entire way home, found my current passport, and sped back to the airport. and got there with time to spare. And it actually ended up being awesome because the dude who had served me was the same guy who served me, and he ended up giving me a full row to myself. So I had a flight where I had a full row and I got to lie down, which was glorious. Anyway, so the dream that I had last night was in a similar vein. I dreamt that I was going to the airport for a toy soldier trip with the boys, where we were going to a tournament, and for whatever reason, I just rocked up to the airport with a backpack, one change of clothes, my passport and my wallet. No army for the tournament, nothing like that. And my mates were at the airport like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Where's all your stuff? And I said, it's cool, I'm just going to buy it when I get over there. I'm just going to buy all my clothes and buy all my suitcase and buy my models and paint the army when I'm over there. And so then I proceeded to go to a Games Workshop store or whatever. I think it was at the hobby store, where I picked up an army and I started painting it when I was overseas. Whilst everyone else was holidaying, I was painting my army. It was a very weird experience. Very weird indeed. Oh. G'day, Alessandro! It's so rare for me to remember a dream that when I do, I'm always like, oh, that is just fucking outrageous. Outrageous. So yeah, we're gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and do some awesome stuff in this. Hey Conrad. I'm gonna try and elevate my painting on this one. I've done a lot of just fun and enjoyable jobs on the stream so far, but we're gonna try and paint this one to be good. That's the plan. You've always got to paint Lucas's sculpts good. Always. It's the rules. Hey Elenia. Hey Rowie. So I do have to decide. The one thing I'm tossing up over on this is whether I go for a grey beard, which makes sense given the colour palette, or if I go for a coloured beard and have that Sin City-esque vibe going on. Yes. Talk. I'm going to use my airbrush to make this look significantly better than it is right now. G'day CG Mini Painting. Excited to see you running Baby Kappa, mate. I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to painting my version of that very soon. Obviously I've got to get the model first, which will take a while, but yeah, it's not high on my list of models I want to paint. Hey, Jay Dubois, just started, mate. Join the team. So normally with my sketch style, I don't really worry too much about this stage. Like I'm usually a bit looser and freer, but I'm trying to be a little more precise than normal, so that when I do use the airbrush, I can be even more. That's right, Wampa, absolutely correct. A little bit more dilute with my airbrush that will allow. Let's see if we can zoom in a smidge, friends. Just gonna I'm sure I was saying something shitty ass boring, so I'll stop. Yeah, I ordered some cool models from Stonebeard Miniatures in Australia on Friday or whenever it was. They're going to be winging their way to me at the moment. I might even receive them Monday for tomorrow night's stream, which will be exciting. Given that I still haven't got Camelot shipping advice, I've decided stop worrying about it, start painting some projects for funsies. So I ordered some more projects, which is good. Love new projects. Oh, Sharkwald, you are probably the world's biggest dickhead. I hate you. I don't really hate you, mate. I'm sure you're fine. They'll turn up when they turn up. Technically, you are correct, which, as we all know, is the best kind of correct. I'm always in a singing mood for you, mate. Yeah, Anjadal, that's cool suggestions, mate. That's the plan. We'll have a pretty foresty scene with all the characters. The models are the sticking point at the moment. I'm not sure what models I'm going to use. What do you got for me, Fazoid? What am I singing, mate? Now get away. I don't know what's left to say, just say it anyway. Today's not my day to find it, shine away. I'll be coming for you. Take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. I'll be yours. You know it. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. It's really good. I don't care what he says, man. I just sing as high as I can. Aha, Necromancer. Just painting a little dwarf, mate. Very sorry, Alessandra. Did not mean to wake up your daughter with my awful singing. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Angry man. You know what contrast paint's coming out soon, friends? Oh, I hope you know. G'day, Sigismundo. Sigismundo. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. It sure is, Sharkwell. Volume is pink. What a colour. What a glorious colour. Alright. Count Jocula. Quite a clever name, actually. Are you filled with jocularity? How cool. I've never really had any school projects where it was like build a cool thing. I wish I did. Maybe I'm old. Alright. It is time for the airbrush. Oh, you know what other time it's here? It's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Yes. Man, fuck me. How bad was it? Awful. A bit too much blue in that, I think. Maybe that might work, actually. I'm not actually sure where the town is really. St George. It's in New South Wales, I can tell you that much. No, it's not west of Brisbane. Not west of Brisbane. Well, there is a St George west of Brisbane, near Roma, but no, that's not the place where this particular team is from. They're from Sydney. One of the areas in Sydney. One of the big challenges I'm foreseeing with this model is going to be how I translate all of the different surfaces into grayscale tones. That is the interesting thing for me. Seems time inefficient, mate. I probably should use a respirator, but I have a mask that I use sometimes. I figure I'm going to die young anyway because of my height and my weight, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now, I think it has to do with the paint particles that are going to get in your lungs because they're acrylics, they're plastic, and they'll fill up your lungs. Yeah, I don't have a heart condition, Squinty. I run a fair bit and try and be healthy like a mad dog, but yeah, I still weigh 125 keggers. One of the reasons I don't stress too much is I have a fan literally right here blowing the airbrush stuff away. So I worry less about it. I do notice it when I don't have the fan on that I'm breathing in more shit. I'll get around to it. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all those years you'd like to meet to do some airbrushing and look way better than you are as a painter. Hello. I agree, Durstro, it is all bad for you. Hello from the angry bird. Where would we be without airbrushing? I'm not. We had a pretty wet week. It was raining a lot this week in Brisbane, but and New South Wales is getting hammered at the moment. How good. Love an airbrush, eh? Mouse plague? What the fuck? See you, Sharkwold. Alright. Let's do some bearding. I think we'll do grey. I think we'll do grey for the beard. Oh, g'day, Gore. It's going to be a good day today, friends. I can feel it. Going for a walk with my girlfriend. Little Hugo. In the afternoon. Watching some Snyder Cut later on today. Might do a little bit more painting on my walrus man. That'll be fun. I might do a little on the walrus guy. Yeah, 4 hours. How good is it? Here is the walrus guy, by the way. He's coming out okay. Do a little bit more work on the face. The face is the biggest sticking point for me at the moment. Doesn't feel like a focal point. Everything else just gets lost in it. Oh, this is pretty cool actually. I'll just show you this while I've got it here. This is just a chunk of wood that I've turned into a really cool plinth. I think it's going to be for this chick. He does indeed. Love a sharp cod piece. Yeah, she's going to sit on there like that. It's really cool. This is just a chunk of wood that I cut up, sanded down, and then sprayed with this stuff. Stain and varnish. There you go, satin finish. Easy plinths. Homemade plinths. How good. All right. So, grey, yeah, it's going to be, W Walzer. It's waiting for you, mate. Yeah, it is going to be black and white, but we're going to do the skin stuff after I've done a little bit more work on other areas. I just need to see, the contrast after I've done like the helmet and the horns and this stuff, to just see how crazy I want to go with it. No doubt I'll go pretty crazy, but alright, so as always, I've talked about hair before, but this is the first time I'll be able to explain it on a model that's got really well sculpted hair. Well, when I say well sculpted hair, I mean hair that's sculpted for painters as opposed for sculptors. So I'm focusing on creating these clumps. So the clumps are what will sell the illusion of hair. If you have a look at pictures of hair on shampoo bottles and hair dye containers, I do use inks a lot, mate. Yeah. You don't see a lot of individual strands. What you see is a sheen over a certain section of the hair. So by focusing on clumps at this stage, what you're doing is you're creating that sheen artificially. So by starting with clumps and then moving down into strands later on, you'll actually get a more realistic looking hair than if you start with the strands at the beginning and then move into or just do more and more strands. I mean, the contrast paints are a form of ink necromancer, like they're inks with a little bit of medium added in. I use them all the time. But yeah, I have the full range of the scale inks. I have a couple of De La Rowney inks as well. Yeah, I'm just concerned about when I start singing. How's that? Turned it up a smidge, just for you. How'd you go with that super glue model, Mr. Walzer? Man of the people, you got it. So we're still going to do clumps. I'm going to make the clumps a little bit less large. And the placement of the highlights is really important with hair and with non-metallic metal, and that's because the sheen on these objects is dependent on where you're standing. So I'll try and use an example. So if we look, so this is a side-on shot, right? So if we as a viewer are standing here and looking at this guy, then the actual light is coming from the top down and reflecting like this into our eye line. So the highlight has to be not at the top of this section, but in this rounded part when our eyes are looking at it. So if you do it from the top area, which is a traditional way of highlighting, then it doesn't look right. So the placement of the light is along this band here. Now if you were to change your viewing angle, so you were down below, then the light's going to catch just this absolute raised section here. It's not going to catch underneath. If you're looking from the top down, like if you're up here, then you're going to actually have light up the top areas. So being aware of where you want to place your light source for hair, non-metallic metal, is dependent on where you want to be standing as a viewer when viewing the model. Not literally standing, but you know what I mean. We'll do some airbrushing on these things to make them a little more non-uniform, interesting. Add some colour nuance, etc. But it shouldn't need too much airbrushing to smooth out. So we'll move into a smaller brush for the next stages. so we can start doing real skinny lines. So you'll notice I'm not highlighting here with a white, highlighting with a yellow. Highlighting with white should be reserved for your metals. Probably a couple of reasons, mate. My first would be you may be going too heavy with the airbrush and the dilution. You almost don't want to see change when you're airbrushing in the first pass. If you can see a lot of change, then you're probably going a little bit too heavy with your colour. Not enough dilution. Second reason is maybe the colours you're choosing. Depending on what you're doing, to do the refining stage, g'day Garden Colour Gold, you want to be using a mid-tone, and usually a slightly higher value mid-tone. And third, because that is exactly what you're doing. You are literally painting over the section with your airbrush. So that is what it does. You just have to be able to control that. Oh, thanks Rob Kelly. That's awesome of you, mate. You will go into the draw to win this girl. Whee. Boo, 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 boo. Good luck. I hope you win. Haha, well guess what mate, that's why I do this exact stream. So that I can catch all of my friends in the US at a reasonable time. I want everyone to win at Squinty, I really do. angry sheep. Look at Timmy as an angry sheep. I did this experiment on another model many years ago. And when I say experiment, I mean the. Oh, thanks, Necromancer. That's awesome, mate. I hope you win that model. The experiment of trying to make a model that is sculpted to be relatively happy. It is Spira Mirabilis, yes. Lucas is the greatest sculptor on the planet. And there hasn't been a model of his that I've painted that I haven't loved every second of, because of those transitions, because of how smooth it is, because of how soft it is. Everything just feels like it works. It's just incredible. So, in terms of is it good to paint? I couldn't recommend them enough. You don't have to buy only Spira Mirabilis to get a Lucas Pina sculpt though. There's a few companies that have a couple of his sculpts. Mindworks Games has a model called Lord of the Spirits, which I absolutely love. I've actually got a copy of it back here. This one. I've already painted it before, but this is Lucas' sculpt. And you get the same sort of the hands, mate. It's all about Lucas's fucking hands. It's incredible. So this is a great model to paint. And it's pretty cheap too from Mindworks Games. You can get it. Love it. Love sculpting. Love Lucas's sculpting. There's also, he's done a couple for, he did Mean Tweets for whoever did that. And he's also done a couple for Black Crow. He did Cormac the Druid. Cormac the Druid's another one. So if you want to practice on some Lucas sculpts, you can buy them without having to wait for his Spira Mirabilis stuff. Oh yeah, so I got shipping advice from China pop up in my tracking thing, and I'm sitting there thinking, there's only two things that I think I'm getting from China. One is a board game called Sea of Legends, which I got fucked over on in shipping, and one is Limbo Kickstarter models that I bought. So I'm thinking this is Limbo for the shipping advice that I got. I'll see when it turns up, I guess, but yeah. So, based on where it's shipping from, I think it's Limbo. I should just send Vincent a message. Hey dickhead, did you send my models? I know the guy, mate. Ah, did ya? Cool. Yeah, that'd be it. That'd be it then. Full show. That's good. I painted one of the models for the Kickstarter, but that was the only one I got. So I got a couple of others coming. I don't actually remember which ones I got. Hey, Chris P, what's going on? Oh, you haven't got. Alright, so this last highlight is just strokes. Oh, thanks, mate. How would we start it an hour ago? Very early days. My one? I've been really struggling with my photography recently. I don't worry about it. Like I don't want to fucking set up all this fancy shit. Yeah, I did. Yeah. One of the two versions anyway. And I also did Chick with a Sword. Whatever her name was. Yeah, so my photography is not high on my list of priorities. Maybe it should be, given that most people will view my models in a digital format. But I'm not really interested in spending time. This is the thing. It's always like, oh, do I want to learn how to take fucking photos better? Or do I want to paint more soldiers? And I'm always like, I'll paint more soldiers. So the photography is just, I do as good a job as I can. But I've recently, I set up my little light box sort of setup up there. It's not really a light box, but it's a specific area for me to take photos where all the things stay the same. So I've been started tweaking with settings to try and get better photos. What I've found is with my phone camera photos, I get really cool looking shots, but it does over contrast and over sharpen and makes my models look a little bit more punchy than maybe they are. Yeah, I have a proper camera up there, like a, whatever those fancy cameras are called, DSLR, SLR, whatever they are, and yeah, it's really awesome. But whenever I take photos with that, I usually get the depth of field right, and so it looks good, everything's in focus, but I can't seem to get the lighting right. So it seems like the model's a bit too dark. So you can, I am MDO. I don't know how to set that shit up, mate. I haven't figured it out yet. Fucking bad. Let me find out for you, mate. I'll tell you how many subs there are. That's a good call, mate. You should finish your mini. Apparently I have 78 subscribers. Well, I've set the ISO to 100, sorry. And yeah, like here's the thing. I understand all of the mechanics about it, right? But I take a photo and I go and pop it on my computer, and if it's good enough, it's good enough. You know, like I don't want to then go back and muck around with the camera settings and then be like, okay, how do I get this perfect? Because normally when I finish a model, I'm just jazzed to start the next one. So yeah, you can send it to me now, mate. Send me the address. Saves time. Yep. So I'll give you one or two bits of advice there. The first is grab yourself a medium. I use Joe Sonia Magic Mix. So this just helps with just softening things out, making things a little bit easier to paint with. and I also find that it has the added benefit of just helping to smooth your transitions a little bit more. You may find that using that allows you to get those transitions a little bit smoother. May not, but it might help. And the other issue you experience is, so when you paint with an airbrush, you do get more diffused colours. You don't get anywhere near the level of contrast you do with a normal brush. So it can be hard to find that right consistency to work with to get the model to look to paint over an airbrushed area, but it is possible. You may also find using some varnishes will help. My final piece of advice is practice, you fuckhead. Just fucking keep doing it. Nothing of worth ever comes easy, mate. Except for a subscription to Big Dinner. That's easy as tits. I'm not going to pay $15 for a light box. I'm already paying like $80 for all my subscriptions to Binge and fucking Netflix and Stan and Disney Plus. All those fucking things. Yeah, I'm actually at almost $100. So I get Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon, Stan, KO Sports, Binge. I think that's all. Ah, the brush awakening. Welcome. No. Well, you don't need Foxtel these days, mate. If you get Binge and KO, it costs you $35, and you literally get everything that's on fucking Foxtel anyway. Warm grey. Heavy warm grey. Boop. How goes this name? Azul Magico. Magic blue. Azul Oscuro. Shaking a bit hard there, didn't I? fuck me, this is a great model. Seriously, it's fucking so good. You got it, Topulus. You got it. What did you think of the contrast on it? I went in for just the orc on the thing. I don't really want any of the other models. I'm going to use the orc on the thing for my next big diorama project after Knights of the Round Table, which is going to be an orc tribe. Yeah, that was my feeling as well, mate. Some good areas. Just to make you do it, mate, that was all. This model's the best. This model's the best. Look at how cool this dwarf is. If you haven't watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet, get out and fucking do it. The first 10 minutes is just epic. Yeah, Black Crow models are possibly my favourite manufacturer. It'd be definitely between Black Crow, Chimera, or Black Sun, one of those three. Just based on the types of models I like to paint, they are all awesome. Alright, so zebra cloak. Cool. Black horns, black face paint, dark brown stick. See you, Faz. This is what I'm going for, Chris P. I'm normally pretty shooting from the hip, but this time I'm thinking about something like this. Thanks, Faz. Yeah, they do have some of the Baba Yaga butts. He's got, I think, 3 or 4 left, Jeremy. So they're legitimate too. He buys from the manufacturers and on sales on his site. So they're legitimate. Yeah, we'll see. So I want this to basically feel like a monochrome piece. So it's black and white is the only colours, but not entirely be black and white. Have some vibrancy to it, but have that feeling. So. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I'm hopeful at the moment. You absolutely do need to email him for stock. Take on me. Take me on. G'day, Le Warlock Decadent. He definitely has the book in stock, mate. It's his fucking book. Does it feel like I'm painting differently for this, friends? Like, are you feeling I'm doing something more measured, or are you? It's just normal deno. Yeah, good, because I am. Talk the I do very observant, mate. Talk, I am going to add more colour into this as well, mate, into the metal, but I definitely think a general rule of people's non-metallic metal is you need more colour. What do you want me to sing, mate? What do you want me to sing? You got to spend points to get me to sing. You can't just be like, hey, Deno, sing a song. G'day, Smeggers. Lavaldo, welcome. So I'm gonna continue doing some of this metal, not all of it. I'm just focusing on these little doodads and knickknacks that are near the beard, so that I can do some airbrushing, and the beard will also get some refining, and then the metal will get some refining as well. Fucking don't know, didn't even know he did. Awesome painter, that dude. I did airbrush on the skin. I'll upload this to YouTube later on today, mate. You can go back and rewatch the start, but I did some sketching and then airbrushed on the skin, and I'll do some more airbrushing later on. Look, they're fine. They're not as good as Winsor & Newton's at their best. But Winsor & Newton's aren't at their best at the moment, so we make do with what we can get. And what we can get is these. So I don't feel hamstrung by using them. I feel like I'm still able to do all the stuff I could do with my Winsor & Newtons. It's just I've got to learn a new brush feeling. Yeah, mate, they're good brushes. They're definitely good brushes. I went and ordered another 7 of them, so I'm obviously comfortable enough with them that happy to use them. But yeah, the Winsor & Newtons at their best, I think, are better than these at their best. So, all right, let's do some airbrushing on the hair. I think what you'll find, hold on to your butts. I think what you'll find is it just has to do with the brush feel. Mini tear paints, I don't think I have. See it. Chris O, you're a champion. And I haven't tried Rosemary & Co. in the last 15 years anyway. I reckon they probably don't at the moment, but I think Johnny's looking into some other paint brands because of the feedback that he's gotten about Winsor & Newton's from a certain prolific streamer who's extremely good looking. Yeah, you're right, Flick called him. Yeah, they've got broken toads and some red grass at the moment. Yeah, I got one of the Fugazis. G'day, X-Tab. I got one of them to try out. It's actually not too bad. The only problem with it is the tip's hooked over a little tiny bit. But I reckon I could quite happily use that for the majority of my non-detail work, and I would feel pretty good about it. Talk, you do need to use a little bit less pressure, yes. So I'm running with about 15 psi, 15 to 20 psi. Very dilute paints, and it is black magic. You're right. So I try to remember to spray here, but I was doing dark colours. So this is the level of colour transition we've got happening. But it's all about the control that you have with the airbrush. So. I haven't painted that many sheep. There's actually more sheep in New Zealand, brew. Hey, brew. Interestingly, that is a myth. There is actually more sheep in Australia. Per capita, there's more sheep in New Zealand. But all the jokes, friends. Magnificent. I love it. The other night in fucking Phoenix's stream, he was painting a tree thing, and everyone's making wood jokes. It was fucking glorious. I loved every second of it. Magic blue. Azul Magico. So I don't actually know, but this is the airbrush, and it's an Iwata HPB Plus, and they only come with the one needle size. So if you go and have a look at that one, it'll tell you. I think it's a 0.2. I think. Inktense wood, damn straight. I've got one of those right now, sitting over here. Sure did, Xtab. Surely did, mate. Alright, here's a very brief detour. Let's just show this off. She's great. She's the chick in the top picture there. Win her if you subscribe. Here's my little dudes that I did in the last couple of streams. These little Warhammer Underworld models. Pew, 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 pew. So they were super fun. Watch them on my last few streams, and then yesterday I did this guy in a private coaching. That's about an hour and a half's work, just kicking goals. The poor guy's brain melted, I think. He was sitting there just like, he did a good job though. He did one of the same. I didn't get a photo of his. I wish I did actually. It was pretty good. So yeah. Don't call my name, don't call my name, Alessandro. In person, mate. I don't do video chat. Dude came over to my house, sat right next to me in the seat beside me. What am I singing, Wampa? Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. You took the midnight train going anywhere. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. There's shadows searching in the night. Street light, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Streetlight people. Don't stop. Thank you, Wampa. Just crushing the high notes. I feel like I need a beverage too, actually. But I'll hold on. So tomorrow night I'm back streaming, friends, so that's a bit exciting. Be into this guy again. And then the 25th of this month. What day is the 25th? That's a Friday. Yeah, so Saturday night stream on Saturday night. We're going to start that chick with the bird head. That is the Kickstarter's live, so we're going to start painting that. And then we'll knock that over and come back to Dwarfy. Assuming we haven't finished Dwarfy. I kind of feel like we won't have finished Dwarfy by then, but who knows? Who knows? All right. I feel like he's going okay so far, this little Dwarfy, hey? I haven't. I haven't looked at that. It's so easy to do hair that Lucas sculpts, it really is. It paints itself. What's in the Golden Demon Compendium comics tab? Awesome. Are you suggesting I should enter it? So one thing I am trying to remain aware of is my black and white plan, obviously. But with the black and white plan, we're going to have a challenge with having enough contrast between various sections. So I'm trying to think in terms of value and not colour. So the skin tone is actually quite dark in terms of its value, but that's going to, because it's sitting beside this beard, when we add the black face paint to the skin tone, we should get a more high value look on the skin, even though it's right now adjacent to the beard. So what we'll then have is a 3-step, hey Miss Half Damage, 3 steps. We'll have black, medium colour, grey, and then light colour. So there'll be like a step change between the 3. So what I'm trying to consider with the rest of these sections as I paint them, so we know we're going to have zebra pattern on the fur on the back. So that'll be black and white, so quite a lot of contrast there. And that'll mostly be... Are zebras black with white stripes or white with black stripes? I can't fucking think of it now. They're black with white stripes, aren't they? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I'm on a Wichita. Boom, boom, boom. 7 Nation Army couldn't hold me back. And the sheep's going to be black, because this piece is going to be called Black Sheep. Anyway, I was talking about it some ages ago that I forgot to finish. Raphael Pica sculpted this really happy little dude that Marco Frazzoni actually just painted. Marco did an angry dude as well. So the concept I did was taking what is a happy sculpt and trying to make it look like an angry dude or chick or other. And I think I succeeded at the time, which was cool. So this dude is a generally happy sculpt, and I want him to be angry and mean looking. Okay. So we're going to do some airbrush blending on this tunic as well, but we're also going to do some patterns. I'm just going to add some very basic volumes. We'll do the patterns. And we'll do the airbrush glazing to homogenize everything. Yeah, Rafa. What a guy. Don't be ridiculous. You're as good as Rafa, mate. I've seen his stuff. I actually do not. No, I didn't film that one. It's not either. It's just an old barbarian dude. He's up here actually. Pulled him out to show old mate in the private coaching yesterday. Yeah, I don't have this, but I did do a very similar color palette with. I'd buy that for $1. A similar color palette on my Conan painting video. So if you want to go see the Conan painting video, I used almost exactly the same color palette. I just had some greens in there as well, so looks even better, I reckon, the skin tone on him. Airbrush, mate. I can airbrush that shit. Oof, he is hot. Spicy. So yeah, just go check out the Conan video on my YouTube. I think it's one of the playlists on my front page, so should be able to find it pretty easy. Yeah. I currently have 0 models that I've painted that are not sold. Everything I've painted is sold right now. I did. Baba Yaga is technically sold though, mate, because I'm giving her away, so technically she's sold. Tarask, I do not sell through any platform. People just get in touch and say, hey mate, is this for sale? Usually through Instagram or my other socials, Facebook, etc. Alright, so we're going to do some patterns on this shirt. We'll try and do some patterns on this shirt. So I want to replicate this feeling of these spirally bad boys. So we're just going to try and do some stuff. Yeah, I'd love to come to Belgium. My girlfriend and I, we drove through Belgium a few years ago, but we didn't stop there. We've got a train through Belgium, sorry. All right, let's just do some shit. Wrong brush. I want to use this one. So I'm doing this detail work before I do the airbrush for two reasons. One, it allows me to make any changes before I do my blending. I don't think I'll do any virtual classes, mate, no. May do Patreon one day. Never say never. But I just want it to be fun, mate. That's why I paint. Yeah, the problem with Patreon, I've talked about it before, is I'm not that keen on this feeling like work. And when I make videos for YouTube, it feels like work. But we'll see. Who knows? I may lose my job and I may be like, fuck, I need to make some money. You never know what'll happen. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. I don't know, mate. I'm not doing the streaming for the money either, right? I'm just doing it because it helps me improve my painting by providing feedback and critique and talking to people about their works and stuff. So I get value out of it. Goth evening to you, girl painting. Maybe we should do a goth evening one night where we all get dressed up as goths. Thanks, Conrad. Yeah, I'm actually just replicating this. Up here, mate. Now we might try and do a bigger one coming down here. He could be a Visigoth. Visigoth. Yeah, I want him to be pretty angry, Conrad. Want him to look like an angry dwarf. because he's way too happy in all the other versions I've seen painted of him. Bright colours, friendly bird. This bird's a fucking killer, mate. It's going to be called Black Sheep. He's a maniac, maniac on the floor. X-Tab, I do always try to improve while I'm painting. But I talk about my stupid little article all the time. So, but one of the key tenets of that is I never try and reach too far. Always just trying to improve gradually, enjoying the process, taking time. But I do try to have one or two things that I focus on for improving. So cool, Paul. See you, Rumble. Enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy the Schneider cut. Yes, after I finish up on stream, I shall also be partaking of a bit of Schneider cut. Only when I feel like they deserve it, mate. When I feel like I'm doing something really, really cool, I'll usually come up with a cool name for it. But I don't always do cool stuff, so usually it's a good indication of how I feel about my work if it's got a name versus if it just says X model by Spider-Mirabilis. I should cut one of the horns. That'd be awesome. You know, I meant to do a horned helmet in my diorama, and I completely spaced on it until like right near the end, and then I thought, no. Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you finish a project of that size, I think it's something to be proud of. It's an achievement. It's probably my least favourite of the 4 dioramas I've done. 5 dioramas I've done. Girl painting. I will answer that in a short moment. Came out okay. Like, I'm not unhappy with the diorama and how it came out, but I certainly think of all the dioramas I've done, the lighting on it was the most challenging, and there was a lot of things I tried to do that I've never done before, and so there is an element of learning that came about as a result of that. Was really great, but yeah, the overall piece doesn't feel like my best. G'day, Gooblin. We actually talked about my 3 favourite board games last night on last night's stream, Girl Painting, so I got a bit of a leg up here, but I'd definitely take Gloomhaven, and I'd take elements of that legacy style play that made it really interesting and exciting for me. I would definitely take Twilight Imperium because it is a vast and sprawling experience that is very, very cool. And the third one I'd take would probably be the tight rules and strategies available in a game like Through the Ages, Mage Knight, Spirit Island, one of those 3. I mean, I've played Through the Ages now for about 2.5 years, and I'm still playing it and enjoying it. So many strategies available in that game. Thanks, Goblin Live. It's going okay at the moment. I'm trying some stuff. Yeah, I'm keen to play on Mars, Vital Lacerda, I think it is. Yeah, it's on my list of games we'd like to play. Haven't got around to playing it yet, but yeah, I'd like to for sure. I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to play the top 30 board games on Board Game Geek. Last year I played the top 10, and it was really cool. But so I'm trying to play the top 30 now. Yeah, I'll never play Through the Ages on the table. Hard pass. So I've only got 4 games left in the top 30 that I need to play. Food Chain Magnate, Castles of Burgundy, nice, good combos. And then I would also, and the last 2 are Concordia and that Uwe Rosenberg one, Feast for Odin. So I ordered Concordia and a Feast for Odin the other day, so I can get those knocked over. Not sure how we're going to do food chain magnate though. Yeah, I've heard it's great. I've heard it's absolutely awesome, but it's not anywhere near my list of things I'm excited to play. So it'll get there. I've got till the end of the year, so we'll do Feast for Odin and Concordia in the next few weeks, hopefully. And then I'll worry about the others after that. Castles of Burgundy and Food Chain Magnate. Oh, Colin, you got to get some board games up here, mate. Try Wingspan with your girlfriend. Try Wingspan. That does sound up my alley. PC games, wow. Well, I don't play a lot of PC games. Pretty much, I've got like 7 or 8 games in my Steam library, and that's only because I bought a computer that could run them about a year or two ago. And they're all board game ports. I've got Scythe, I've got Spirit Island, I've got Through the Ages, I've got Gloomhaven. They're all board game ports. I did buy a Civ, but if I go back long enough, I can talk about computer games. Lower your pressure. Control your brush a little bit more. I'll show you what I mean when I say that. Goblin Live Wingspan, good fun. So when you use the airbrush, right, you've got 2 actions. You've got the down and you've got the back. So most people are aware of the fact that you can control how far back you pull, which will control how much spray comes out. But you can also control how far down you push, so you get less air coming out, even though it's at the same pressure as what you've got there. So if you get it right, you can not go the whole way down and control how much you do. So practice. Focus. Hiya. If you're having problems with it spidering, it's usually because your pressure is too high. So you can use super dilute, but if you really dilute, then what happens is your air is it's hitting the model and it's causing it to go crazy. If you're not confident with an airbrush yet, it can be a struggle. But the only way you get confidence is by using it. So, believe it or not, I didn't come out of my mother's womb possessed with the ability to use an airbrush. You may find it easier early on, Iodine, to just drop the pressure on your compressor, but don't go too low or it won't even work. See you, Womps. Enjoy your lurking. So all of the colours that I'm mixing are usually combinations of whatever colour I want plus, like brown or green or whatever, plus mixing in some blue and black. So the blue I'm using because I want it to feel cold. It's very hard to use black and not have it just desaturate everything. So by using a little bit of blue instead, you get a cold feeling that makes you think of black without actually being black. So this is brown mixed with blue and black to get a very, very dark, cold brown. And the reason I'm doing that is because of my desperate desire for this to be a very monochromatic model. Good for you, Goblin. Sounds like fun. Out and about. Hide in your face. Why not? I think we'll make it ebony wood, charcoal wood for the staff there. Living on a prayer, take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Wow! Indeed. I am going to do the sheep black. It's going to be black sheep. Probably. Alright, so now to highlight my brown, I'm going to use heavy warm grey, and I'm going to use some Orchid Light, which is a purple, but I find it works good. Thank you, Goblin. You're lucky I haven't been busting out any big ones. I do crank out some big tunes on occasion. Someone pay some points so we can see if we can wake her up. Let's go. Fuck you. Double tapper. How good would that be? Oh, the Bug King! G'day, mate! Raid! Welcome, friends! Welcome to the stream. We're painting this cool little guy, Flickster! What's going on, Bug King? How's things in the world? Any cool scenery stuff? Good flick. Been busy since I've last seen you, mate. I started this guy. He's pretty cool. Finished these guys. They're pretty cool. Oh, awesome. Outstanding. Got some photos, Bug King? I'd be keen to see them, mate. Oops. I'm glad. I also enjoy it. We're currently experimenting with some ideas with this. So Flick, I don't know if you were on the stream last night when I talked about it, but what we're trying to do with this model is have it feel like this. So very strong contrast, monochromatic feeling. So I'm going to do some paint and stuff. I only started this today, so we're still early in the process. Excellent. I shall have a look momentarily, Bug King, my man. Thanks, Smeggers. Have a great time. See you, Goblin. Didn't get a chance to wake up your girlfriend, mate. Sorry, we'll try next time. Do you know, I remember the original version of this vaguely, and I can already see that looks better to me. Like I don't even remember. I think the book at the front was green. That was distracting. I feel like there's more focus on her. Yeah. Great fucking advice from Big Deno right there, pal. Looks awesome. Yeah. And I remember that because I remember it being very distracting, and now you don't have that sense of distraction. So now I'm pulled towards her face and to the little green at the back, but it's not distracting in the same way because it's in that same local sort of area. Yeah, really cool, man. Good job. Post a link to your stream in the chat, mate, so people know to follow you. I don't have a shout out functions yet. Flick, can you teach me how to do shout outs, mate? How to set them up? I can't figure it out. Does the bot cost money? That Bug King, that is one of your best, mate. That's not even close. Well, I'm not interested in paying money, Flick. Nah, send me the deets for it, mate. I'm not worried about the someone actually doing it. I don't know how to set up the exclamation point SO and exclamation point Big Dano's a fucking legend, exclamation point cabin chance, you know. Where do I find that? Yeah, but Flickster, imagine if you didn't have to do any of that shit because you're just really famous and popular and you can just be like, hey chats, shout out so-and-so, and everyone did it. How good's that? And then you don't have to pay money. Idiot. How many followers? You got like 10,000 or something? Oh, Flower Witch. Nice. I'm not sold on the trees, mate. Not sold on the trees. I think we need some red leather. There it is. Hey, Macca. Good on you, mate. Thanks for stopping by. In the misty morning fog with all our hearts jumping in you, my brown-eyed girl, boo, 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 boo. And you're my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 la? I'll hold my judgment until I see the finished trees then, mate, but they don't read writers' trees for me in that scale. But I will reserve judgment. I'm Botanist. Many years ago now, I had a friend of mine who wrote a game, and I was sort of involved in some of the playtesting of the game. Never got released. It was called Orb Slinger. Very cool game, actually. I've still got the rules set on my computer for inspiration. But anyway, he had all these characters that he'd written for the game, and most of them were based off people we knew. One guy I know, his name's Eden Bird, and he's a lovely man. Oh, thanks. Macca? Lovely man, Eden Bird. and but very effeminate. Used to get teased a lot for how effeminate he was. But man, he's potted some hot chicks, I tell you what. Anyway, so we named a character after him in Orbslinger. It was called Eden the Bird, and he was an interesting elven character. But anyway, there was this character which is called the Botanist, and he was a fucking botanist, and that was his only rules. Like all of his rules was about plants and stuff. And I kept saying to the guys writing it, this guy is the worst fucking character you've got, mate. Like, the Botanist is so shit house. And he was like, nah, the Botanist is the fucking best. The Botanist rules. I was like, mate, you need to get this Botanist out of my life. Anyway, everyone who play tested other than me thought the Botanist was the best. Botanist. Oh, I forgot to answer Girl Painting's question. 3 computer games that I could fuse together to make one computer game. As I said, didn't play too many computer games in my time, but the ones that I did, I would take Secret of Mana. I would take Super Mario Brothers, and I would take Baldur's Gate. Maybe Warcraft 3. Probably Warcraft 3 actually. Or Age of Empires. You remember Age of Empires? Fuck, Age of Empires was sick. Really? That's awesome. I remember there was another version of, or another game similar to that called Age of Mythologies that I played heaps as well. Fuck, how good. So part of the challenge of this project is creating enough contrast between each of these individual elements, even though they're similar color palette. So we need to be really cognizant of those contrasts, and the way we're going to do that is by doing a black and white view in a second. Fuck you. Fuck me. 30,000 viewers, that is ridiculous. Let's do it right now, actually. Ooh. Always really, really important to view this and see how it's all looking. So one thing you can see in this more so than with the colours is, look how good this looks. Black, grey, black, grey. You've got visual interest in that area. This is the highest value for the moment, and that's okay because we're going to have this be black. Remember, this face part's going to be black with the black war paint stuff. We're going to add some black war paint in the skin as well. I haven't decided how we'll do that yet, but looks as though I'll need a little bit more contrast in this grey area, like maybe some deeper shadows. G'day, Cadbury! Sweet as chocolate you are, mate. Yeah, so the sheep needs to stay around those black tones, although his face is obviously going to be like skin coloured. I'm going to do fucking war paint on the sheep. Yes. Yes. Dodo. G'day, mate. Cool. Just good to view that and see how we're looking. Everything. Oh, thanks, mate. Got a few other bits and pieces of my work sitting around if you'd like to see them. War sheep. So this chick I painted on stream. You can actually go and see me paint all of her on stream, so she's pretty fun, and she's going to a subscriber in 10 days. Super cool. It's 11 AM, mate. 11 AM. This is a dude I painted just before I started streaming. Black Sun bust from Brest, the Old Barbarian. This one is another one I painted on stream. It's called Wind Rider. I'll even zoom out for this one. Good idea. I think I will. So all on stream for this model, which is cool. And also do some gaming models every now and then. And this is some of the gaming models I did on stream. This is the light one I painted last night and the other couple of nights. If you have a look at my my Instagram up the top there, mate, I've got shit tons of models you can go check out. Shit tons. Shit tons. Right. Thanks, mate. Hope you do. Misty morning fall with all my heart thumping in you. It is really nice, Xtab, yeah. What I sort of took away from that piece, and as I've said, I like buying models from other artists so I can get a really different sense of ways to do things and stuff. He doesn't have anywhere near the level of contrast that I go for in my works, but it still looked like he had a lot of contrast, and that was because he used the overall contrast across the whole piece. The value shifts across the whole piece. Dark sections beside light sections and so on, to create the illusion of more contrast. It's quite cool. Yeah, I'm going to lock that in, mate, for tattoos. Let's lock that in. Whose ever suggestion that was? Iodine. Locked in. We shall do some tattoos. Alright friends, well we are coming up on the end of the stream today. It has absolutely flown by for me. Fuck, I love painting Lucas's sculpts, eh? Fucking so good. I can just paint this fucking thing all day. I wish I was actually. I wish I was painting it all day. Good observation, Durstroman. Does a little bit, doesn't it? Bilbo Baggins the dwarf, eh? Yeah, too slow for me, mate. Way too slow. I'm all about that speed life. I bought some to try, but I have not as yet tried them. Alright, we're going to use this Cygor Brown Citadel contrast paint because it is a very black brown, reinforcing my stratagem. I'm going to use this as a dilute glaze over the leathers. It's almost too brown. I want it to be blacker. Time for a rapid shift. think based on everything that I've done so far, this needs to be black. Contemplating adding some texturing to this sort of fabric. Might look good. Paint it black, paint it black, paint it black to me. Brian, at the moment I haven't actually painted a section black that I've used to highlight black, so but I would normally use a skin tone or a yellow, so that you're adding warmth into the black, not white. Yeah. Alright. You want to try and keep the black warm, and you also want it to reference the associated colours from the environment. Cold black usually looks worse. Look at this, on the back of his helmet there's a little fight scene with some dwarvies. Come on, Lucas, mate. Now you're just pissing me off. Ain't nobody got time for that. I am a self-made man, Dominican Endo. I've taken some classes with some other miniature painters, but no. I did art in school, if that counts. I think most of miniature painting is these days is pretty easy to be self-taught. There's so much cool stuff on the internet, cool people doing stuff. Yeah. I do like the new Nico. Yeah, I actually said to Pietrick how cool they were. Thanks, Dominican Ando. Look, mate, I wouldn't go that far. What I would say is that I've done a lot of painting, and so I sort of have a general idea of how things work from the experience that I've had. And incredibly good looking. Thanks, Mark in 3D. You are a champion. Worn leather, there's a few tips if you're wanting to get something that looks similar to this. The texture, the direction of the texture is important for it to look correct. Think about how the leather's gonna fold or twist. That's where the texture appears. So in the case of a belt, belts always twist, in or out, and so the lines are always straight, which is why you see me do all these straight up and down lines along there. For other surfaces, it'll twist in a different direction. Leather's really fun to paint because you can use heaps of visible brush strokes, and then use an ink or a contrast paint to smooth those brush strokes out, add some richness, and but still retain that interesting look. So it is my privilege and pleasure. Although I'm really confused as why you have that star against your name and then you don't have that star anymore. What is that star anyway? 1 month you're not a 1 month subscriber anymore. Which one? Kirill's Clansman. When did he do that? I've read a lot of Kirill's tutorials, being that Kirill is one of the greatest miniature painters on the planet. So I actually have, or had, I should say, a subscription to Miniature Mentor. Did he leave? He left. Sorry, Necromancer. Sorry, mate. I wish I was better for you. Miniature Mentor did a whole pile of painting videos back before painting videos were a thing, I guess. Really popular anyway, Patreon. And Kirill did some videos for them, and I watched all of them. It's really interesting to see Kirill's technique. Kirill does it quite similarly, I think. It's weird, eh? Just, you've got that little star next to your name, and then for some reason underneath one of your comments it dropped. The star's not there. Bizarre. Twitch is trying to fuck with us, man. They're trying to destroy our friendship. Don't let them. Don't let them do that, Necromancer. I'm supposed to be finishing the stream now, and I'm just fucking jiving. I'm painting this fucking dude. So you all have to put up with me until I feel like I stop painting. No, I don't think it's the same Squinty, mate. I don't actually know. Is that you, Squints? We played Colt Express? Shot you 16 times? I don't think it is. I think that Squinty's a different Squinty. There you go. Fuck, that would have been gold if it was. It was the fucking best. Oh, the fucking best, that story. Oh, I think we passed my 2-month anniversary of streaming as well, just earlier in the week, and I forgot about it. I'll tell you what, mate. If you knew this Squinty in question, you would think to yourself, if you were trying to catfish me as that guy, mate, you would be doing yourself a massive disservice. The guy was a peanut. So if you were like trying to pretend you were him, mate, I would just be bagging the shit out of you for the next month and loving every second of it. Net Diver, thank you, mate. I have practiced a lot of painting, and that is easily the one thing that you need to do with both non-metallic metal and painting in general to get quicker. But I'm also very quick in general. So that's my girlfriend. Ba-dum-tsh. In before Flick said it. know, the only thing that will stop me streaming today and painting is my growing need to destroy some delicious food. That is the only thing that would stop me painting this dude, because I am fucking digging this in a big way. So how do we feel about the mission control? How do we feel it's going so far, that black and white feeling? I think I'll sell it more when I add the war paint, the tattoos, and maybe the skin tone will feel a little bit less, because the skin tone feels quite punchy at the moment, and I didn't really want it to feel that. I wanted to feel a bit more pallid. So yes, it looks cool, but does it achieve my goal of the monochromatic feeling? Because I'm not feeling it right now. Stop talking about the fucking beard! A fucking beard! No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it isn't feeling like the thing yet, because we haven't really dived into the stuff that will sell it as that picture. Then we've got some airbrushing to go, which will help tone things down and make me look better than I am, which is great. I should write a song about my airbrush, about how much I love it. Airbrushing with my two favorite allies. Fully loaded, we've got snacks and supplies. It's time to do some glazing, time to steal away. Mate, I'm going to go crazy on some airbrushing soon. It's going to be unreal. I'm not even going to mask it either. It's going to fucking raw dog that shit. Good point. Rusty? I can't really do rusty. Maybe I could do dark rust. Oh, good call. Yeah, this definitely feels like a blood effects guy, hey? No, let's do it. I'm all about it. Blood everywhere. Why is that, mate? Because I'm very funny. I concur. Well, it's actually lunchtime for me, mate. But I'm going to have some delicious Oporto. Sunday tradition for me. Just meander over to the shopping centre across the road. Check out the board game store. See if there's any new titles for me. Today I might swing past JB Hi-Fi. See if they've got the thing that Flick's going to tell me I need to buy to make my 4K camera work. And then yeah, nip over and grab some Oporto, bring it back, sit down, settle in for a bit of Justice League. That's the plan, at least until I go for a walk with my GF in the afternoon. Nice. Hopefully they're nicer to you than the Games Workshop. And me. Alright. Gonna need to get some food. I need to get some food. I'm starting to flag. Energy's dropping. The big man needs to eat. The big man needs to eat some food. I'm going to do some airbrushing quickly, and then we'll finish up. Wish me luck. This is going to be balls deep airbrushing. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it with low blood sugar. But fuck it. Nothing of worth ever comes easy. Pressure down, didn't I? Sure can, mate. Boo. Alright friends, I'm going to varnish this and then we shall call it a day. Do a quick little review of the day's work, I think. Indeed, a matte varnish to seal all the work we've done. Also homogenises the variety of colours. Some are more satin than others. So this should hopefully bring a lot of the work together. Make it feel a lot more unified. Oh, thanks, Miss Half Damage. You're a superstar. You can go into the draw to win this Baba Yaga. 10 days away. How exciting. Alright, let's hair dry this bad boy and have a review of the work today. So just to sort of show, I'll quickly show this. So with the non-metallic metal that I do, it often doesn't look quite right until you do some dark lining. So if I just now do these lines, it's dark blue and black mixed together, and then just do a little sparkle light of a little yellow and off-white mixed together. We now suddenly look a little bit more like metal. So that's the plan. I'll add that dark contrast in, and then re-add a little bit of light, and you'll have a much more convincing metal look than just the, I mean, the airbrushing looks fine, right? It looks okay, but you know, just the black line. This sort of area, and then catch that light on the edges. We look more like metal. So, this is Black Sheep so far. Happy with the progress at the moment. Noted that it doesn't yet replicate that feeling from the paint job or the picture that I showed. So I think we'll get a better sense of that when we do the black face paint, when we do like black on the beard, like some stained stuff on the beard, the tattoos on the arms, and then start adding in a little bit more of the contrast between black and white. I think the sheep will help too, like once the sheep gets painted. Ultimately, if it doesn't look exactly like that artwork, that's okay. What we're trying to do is be inspired by that piece, so that we get an interesting color palette and something that's something I haven't done before. And I've definitely never done this sort of color palette before. No, you are the master, Alessandro. I've seen your fucking work, dickhead. Alright, friends, it has been a great stream. I thank you all. Thank you to my American chums for joining us. It's great to be able to spend some quality time with you all at a reasonable time of the night. Thank you all. Tomorrow night, my time, I'm back. So another 24 plus 7 hours is when we will be streaming again. So let's find ourselves someone to raid. This is literally my favourite thing. Yeah, Monday morning for the Britos and Europeans. Yes, another unfortunate midnight session for the Americans, but hey, let's see if we can find an American streamer that we can raid in on. Ooh, Reaper's Shield Bearers, non-metallic metal style. I'm interested. What do we got here? I'm keen on Reaver. Haunted Miniatures. Let's go. Let's raid Haunted Miniatures, friends. Love a cheeky raid. This button here. Haunted Miniatures. Raid! This is awesome, friends. I'm excited. Let's get in there, you legends. Have a great sesh. Good luck with your painting. See you again tomorrow night. Raid!
You're so street. Yeah, you got that street cred going on, man. Holy shit, that's a big raid. Big Dino. Welcome in, man. Thank you very much for that monster raid. How are you doing? Miss Half Damage. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the haunted house.